Okay, folks, here we are at the modified Sprint Clay Cup and 95 car of Caleb Bourne in the hyper racing machine here. Caleb, mate, there's a good field of you guys here tonight, so obviously you've got a bit of a game plan for taking out this Clay Cup?
Not really. Just going there with the best of hopes. It was good of the Invercargill boys to come down. It's good of them to come up, and they support us and we support them, so it makes better racing. Okay,
so obviously you've got a bit of a home track advantage here, knowing what the track's going to do perhaps as the night goes on. So how do you set your car up to, good to roll, or what's the story?
Yeah, we have a shop set up we start with at the start every night and just change as the track goes on. I know Woodsy's prepped the track tonight, so we'll see how the Aussie can do, but I don't know, we'll find out.
Definitely. So for those people that don't know what a modified sprint is, in a few sort sentences, what are they and what do they run and what do they do?
Same size as a midget, wings on the top, and run a road bike motor in them, 1000cc. Generally, most guys Suzuki, I got a Yamaha. Out the bike, straight in the car, keep the price down, away you go.
Okay, so indication is, like you said, the bike motor is the key to this, obviously. But you are allowed up to 1200 cc's, is that correct?
Yeah, most guys run 1000. They're about the same, just more weight with a 1200.
So there's no extra gain of power or anything like that?
No, I know one guy, he had a 1200, but he same as the rest of the field, no better.
Okay, so you get around this track quite a bit. Where you sort of run? Are you one of the front runners or mid-pack, or whereabouts?
Oh, I tried about the front. Now we're going all right. I had a strong season this season, so hopefully we can carry it on.
Alrighty, good looking car too, so good sponsors. Who looks after you?
Dave Granger Contracting, always. Definitely hyper racing and advanced. Got to thank the old man.
Okay, good stuff. Righto, mate. Well, best of luck for racing today.
Yeah, cheers, Jace. Have a good night.
Okay, folks, here we are, Clay Cup for the 2016 season, and of course, modified sprints, good fit of them. 8 Daryl Scott, also from Riverside Speedway in Invercargill. Obviously, you've come here for one purpose and one purpose only, and if you look at the season, the way it's been going for you, you'd have to rate your chances pretty highly.
There's a lot of good guys out there, I must admit, Christchurch boys and us included, so I think you need to finish all of them and see how we go from there.
Now, the format for this, what have you been told? What's the story with it?
Basically, it's 3 heats and then there's a feature, fastest off the front. So I think it's important to get good placings in the feature and the heat, and then go from there in the feature. Yeah. Have
you done much racing at the Ruapuna circuit over the course of the season?
Yeah, I've done a few. Had the big meeting in the Trans Tears, so we had 3 nights. So yeah, we've got it dialed in pretty good. So got Glenn come and give me a hand tonight. So he's got a few tricks up his sleeve. So we'll see if it works out.
I notice he's not wearing a shirt, so how does he get him up out of his sleeve? It's a bit of a concern, isn't it? And of course, talking to him, he's not racing a modified sprint. What are you going to do to get him into a car next season?
Oh, I've got a few wee plans here, so we'll just have to play it by ear, I suppose.
Okay, so good sponsors on the car too, Daryl. Who looks after you?
Truck Stop Takeaways, Gilkison Engineering, Todd P Stainless Steel, Southern Mechanical, Southern Industrial Coatings, Invercargill Oil Shop. So yeah, I'm lucky. Got a good lot of boys behind me, so yeah, looking after me pretty good.
And you're pretty happy with the way the season's gone and looking forward to going into next season now with a good season under your belt?
Yeah, we've been lucky. All the big meetings have been on the podium, so it's been really good, and you've got to give something back to your sponsors. They help you out, so it's a big thanks to them as well, so that's been good.
One of the guys travelled up from Invercargill is the 54 car, Mike Jackson. Now, mate, obviously this car's up for sale, and so you said that you want to be able to race for something. There's not much point in taking out a club day because potentially could get wrecked. So obviously you've come up here for a reason and one purpose only, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Like, we ran here a year ago and I was lucky enough I picked up third spot, so I got to stand on the podium for the end of the night, which I was pretty happy with. So at this stage I just want to run like the meetings that mean something. It's still good to run a club event because it's still time in the seat, but yeah, this is the end of the season. I'm just keen just to do the good meetings that mean something.
Okay, now we did touch a little bit that the car is for sale. Is there something else in the pipeline, or is it perhaps maybe a little bit of a break from racing for a while?
At this stage we want to sell the car, and then I have got a couple of things in the pipeline. As say, like, it could be the whole setup that's for sale. Just depends on the person that is keen on it, and then we'll see what we've got, we'll regroup and we'll see where we head. Maybe another modified sprint, or it may be something else. At this stage I'm keen to stay with the modified sprint grade, but it just depends if it sells and yeah, what I can go to.
Okay, so obviously the only real big step from here would be going to a sprint car, and I suppose the budget won't quite allow for that just yet. A good sponsorship would have to obviously come into it as well. So is that something potentially you'd be looking at doing?
Ideally, I want to go to a sprint car. I've got an uncle that races sprint cars as well, and I kind of want to have a go at it as well. Like, if I sold this car, it would pretty much just buy me a roller, and then I'd have to settle for a couple of seasons and then get a motor, and then you've still got to afford to run it. So at this stage, yeah, I'd love to have a go at it, and that is my ultimate goal within Speedway. May not be, my next step may not be that, but definitely will be in the near future.
Why don't you just go and snap your uncle's leg and steal his car?
Yeah, I still don't think I'd get it, eh? There'd be a bit of a struggle with that one.
Okay, so just telling everybody out there, who is your uncle?
My uncle's Brent Gordon. Raced sprint cars for a number of years now. He's running here tonight at the War of the Wings. So yeah, that's who he is.
Okay, so obviously, you know, a lot of track time in this particular car. How do you rate your chances? I mean, there's a good field of modified sprints here tonight, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely. You just never know. Hey, a couple of years ago there was a lot of carnage and things unfolded, and a few guys ended up on the top step because they just kept it clean for the whole night. So yeah, hopefully at the stage I want to finish 3 heats and obviously get up the front for the feature, and we'll see how we go.
Okay, good sponsor on the car too, Mike. Who are they?
Hydrolink and Jesco Hydraulics. They've been real good this season. Sponsored me tyres throughout the whole season, and yeah, I'm still putting new tyres on now, so it's awesome. Ototara Full Square, they get to use their tow vehicle wherever I go, and truck stop takeaways. They've helped me out since day one. So if it wasn't for those guys, yeah, I definitely wouldn't be here.
That is the car we all saw Sean Icona in the International Series. Here we go. Modified Sprints Clay Cup, heat number 1. And out into the early lead as they head through the CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend. It is the 11 of Courtney Jones. 12 laps will be the distance for this one. 42k Warren sitting there in second place. The girls are out to an early advantage on the completion of lap number 1. The 83 car of Ben Gilmore slotting there into the 3rd position in the Avon Insurance Brokers, number 83. Then we go back to the 33 car of Brendan Daly. It's going down the inside is the 14 of Clayton Phillips. 74, Vernon McAfee, the next one off the ranks. Then we go back to the first Invercargill car, and that is Darcy Ward. Oh, problems already for the 95 car of Caleb Bourne. Coming to a stop on the back straight out of turn number 2, the CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend. That will bring on the first yellow of the evening. And not a good way to start the Clay Cup for the 95 car of Caleb Bourne.
Starter Mark O'Connor's got the green flag poised.
Okie dokie, back on the green. And it's Kate Warren who leads the field away off the start. 11 Courtney Jones through, keeping on to that 2nd position on the racetrack. Further back, 33 Brendan Daly's managed to get by the 14 car of Clayton Phillips. Phillips now trying to look for a dive down the inside. Can't make the manoeuvre, stick has to slot in behind. We look further back in the field, you got Vernon McAfee there. 11 Darcy Ward, here comes 99 Charlie Jackson, just making a move up the inside of Ward with one of the stays broken on the left side of the wing on the 11 machine. Nothing that Darcy can't handle. Up with the front of the field. And Kate Warren's cleared out from the field. The 11 car, Courtney Jones, now got the attention of Ben Gilmore all over the tail in the 83 machine. Another one on the infield, that's the 54 car of Michael Jackson from Invercargill. Big gap back from 3rd to 4th, and that's the 33 car of Brendan Daly, 14 Clayton Phillips, 74 Vernon McAfee, 99 Charlie Jackson, 11 Darcy Ward. Paul Cox making a good charge up in the 8th position in the 84 machine. Then we go back to the 55 car of Dean Miller. Just 5 laps to go, 4 for the race leader as they cross the strike this time around. Kate Warren's latching on to the back of lap traffic with only a handful of laps to go. She's got over a straightaway advantage as she heads down in the Stadium Cars Prison Bend, running right on the pole line in the 42 machine. Catching up to the back markers. Could this play havoc for the race leader with only 3 laps to go? She goes down the inside of Matt Summerfield, 3rd in the New Zealand Rally Championship last year. Dabbling his hand in the modified sprints now onto the tail of the 19 of Nigel Jackson. Jackson's first race meeting back after a bit of a mid-season break. White flag will come out this time round for the race leader. She makes her way down the inside of Alan Daly in the 32. Just shuffles him aside. But Kate Warren on a charge down the back straight for the final time. She goes into the stadium cars. Prison Bend comes under all sorts of pressure there from one of the back markers, managing to just get through. And the yellow comes out, but Kate Warren crosses the line in the 42 machine, ahead of 11 Courtney Jones, 83 Ben Gilmore. Sorry, Joe.
Well, certainly Kate Warren quite happy to give Alan Daly a bit of a shellacking with a lap to go. And then the 84 car, driven by Jace McMillan. Boy, a big Hail Mary from him on the last lap. Didn't quite stick. Results as they cross the line. Kate Warren taking out the win. Courtney Jones in the 11C car second, and the 83 being driven tonight by Ben Gilmore was third. So we will hold all placings. The first modified sprint heat brought to us by Autotech up there in Rangiora, North Canterbury's #1 non-franchise auto repair shop. Summer Speedway brought to us this year by Stadium Finance. Talk to the good sports for your family fun this summer. Jack up your loan. Go online, stadiumfinance.co.nz.
Okay, folks, here we go. Ruapuna Speedway for the Modified Clay Cup. The Modified Sprints, of course, we've got Kate Warren, the winner of the first race. Now, Kate, obviously your car seems to be humming along quite nicely. They're good field of Modified Sprints here. Car handling okay for you?
The car's going really well at the moment, and we're so lucky to have the support from the Invercargill guys coming up to support us in some good racing, so it's been a lot of fun, yeah.
Okay, so how long have you been racing this Modified Sprint for? Looks like you've been one of those old-timers, the way you get that car around that track.
No, this is my first full season in it. I did a couple of race meetings in it last season, but yeah, still getting used to the car. It's good.
So is there a bit of a history behind your racing, or is it just straight into Modified Sprint and being very competitive?
No, I started when I was 11 and a quarter, and then went into a TQ, and then took a couple of years off, and yeah, moved into the Modified.
Are you enjoying it?
I certainly am. It's good fun, always good fun.
Okay, so got good sponsors on the side of the car too. Who looks after you?
My best sponsor is Warren's Equine Limited. Yeah, they're always there helping out. And then we've got Ellesmere Engineering and Corey from his Duckwinton Engineering.
Absolutely brilliant. Okay, well, hey, congratulations on that heat win, and best of luck for the rest of the racing.
Thank you so much.
It's tyre sale time at Mag & Turbo, and we've got 14-inch Nexon tyres from $89, 15s from $99, and 17-inch high-performance tyres from only $129. 15 stores nationwide, but only at Mag & Turbo.
At Hamner Holiday Homes, they pride themselves on offering accommodation solutions to suit almost any budget. Only a short 95 minutes from Christchurch, tucked away beneath the mountains, is Hamner Springs, a nature's wonderland. Whether you're looking for a home the whole family can enjoy, have a barbecue and let the children play free, or a quiet hideaway for two in a peaceful retreat, from the larger house to the small, Hamner Holiday Homes offer it all. HamnerHolidayHomes.com. Book now.
Hi, I'm Scott Williamson and welcome to X Factor Cars. Family owned and operated with 2 locations, Invercargill and Cromwell. Specialising in everything V8 with Holden Ford, HSV, FPV, and with Southland's biggest selection of American muscle, we've got most bases covered. You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. Get the X Factor.
Want a great night out for all the family? Want great value? Need excitement? Need action, thrills, speed and spills? Then you need to be at your local Speedway's next race meeting. It's got it all! Speedway, the entertainment sport.
Rolling on, heat number 2, the modified Sprint Clay Cup. And when you look at it, Nathan, that Clay Cup through the years, it's like a who's who of modified sprint racing. Tom Lumsden took out 3 of them. Kieran Harris won, Daryl Harris won, James Doyle, Ben Gilmore. Who's going to take out this year's one? Well, all will be revealed. This is heat number 2, and the lineup is...
Dean Miller from Invercargill in the 55 car will start at grid position number 1. The 54 car of Michael Jackson will go from grid number 2. Grid number 3 for the 8 of Daryl Scott. 84 Jace McMillan will go from grid number 4. 84C Paul Cox will go from 5. 32 Alan Daly will go from grid 6. 95 Caleb Bourne will go from 7, assuming he's got his gremlins from the first heat under control. Yeah, he's out there, so Caleb from 7. Charlie Jackson in the 99 will go from grid 8. Grid 9, the 32 of Brendan Daly. Grid 10 sees the 11 of Courtney Jones. Grid 11 for the 42 of Kate Warren. Grid 12 for the 11I of Darcy Ward. Grid 14, the 83 of Ben Gilmore. Grid 15 to the 14 of Clayton Phillips. 74 Vernon McAfee will go from grid 16. Grid 17 to the 88 of Matt Summerfield, and Nigel Jackson will go from grid position number 18. And the Modified Sprint Clay Cup brought to you by Gemmett's Power Tool Services. Selling and servicing quality power tools, you'll find them at 53 Shands Road in Hornby.
Well, normally, Nathan, these modified sprints, it didn't matter too much whether you're at the front or the back, because with a smaller field, you were that much closer. But with the fields that we've been getting here through this Trans-Tasman Lightning Sprint Series, and with these boys here tonight, the back markers have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, it certainly will be a challenge, and we did see that in the first race. Kate Warren certainly trying to battle, which is appropriately the right word to use, through the lap traffic, coming through up to about the 10th place for lap traffic. Here we go. No 54, no Michael Jackson out there, so the front row is Dean Miller in the 55. Here we go. We'll send them away for the Modified Sprint Clay Cup, heat number 2. And it's the Invercargill boys leading the way. Dean Miller in the 55, the pink machine, Harcourt sponsored, number 55. We've got a couple spun around. 14 Clayton Phillips down in the stadium cars, Brisbane Bend. Can he get himself going? Of course, these guys do have self-starters. Nope, we're going to throw on the yellow. So we did get 1 in the book. Clayton Phillips all unstuck down there in the stadium cars, Brisbane Bend. Looked like a couple more joined them down there, but they managed to get themselves going. We've got the 55 stuck here on the front straight. Dean Miller, the race leader.
Yes, Alan Daly was lucky there too to miss a few cars. As you said, there was a couple of them took some evasive action when Clayton Phillips spun up round there. But Kate Warren had sort of made a good move from her grid position in that first lap. Just waiting to see what happens if it goes back to a complete restart. We'll do it all over again.
Yeah, Kate Warren from grid 11 up to 2nd place. So we did get 1 lap in the books. The race leader did cross the line prior to the yellow coming out, so it won't be a restart required. So Kate Warren, apologies, not up into 2nd place as I called it. Further back down in the field.
Well, they seem to be arguing over positions around there.
Yeah, the 42 car, as it looks to us, should be behind the 17 car. So there's actually no 17.
That's right, Nathan. I'm looking here. I'm thinking, am I going blind? I didn't see.
No, it is a misprint up here on the left on our screen. We certainly know the driver of 17 isn't racing. That's the 84 car.
Well, she's got Charlie Jackson, Ben Gilmore. She's actually dropping back all the time. So still haven't quite got that sorted.
Okay, here we go. So it is Dean Miller on the front row by himself. Daryl Scott in the 8 car in 3rd position. Jace McMillan in the 84 car out of 4. Paul Cox in the 84C out of 5. 32, Alan Daly. Here we go, modified sprint Clay Cup, heat number 2. Racing. As they head down into CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend. Ben Gilmore round the outside, looking for a pass. He's made a couple of spots up round the outside of Charlie Jackson. So too the 32 car has to slot in behind Alan Daly. Big Al in the 32, the white machine. Gilmore slotted himself up into 5th position right now. Charlie Jackson, 95, Caleb Bourne just getting squeezed 3 wide down in the Stadium Cars Prison Bend. Kate Warren down the inside. Daly's got a couple of problems. The 95 car just dropping back 1 or 2 positions. Trying to go around the outside. That's the Dave Granger contracting. Number 95 of Caleb Bourne sitting back there in that 8th position. Now goes around the 32 car of Alan Daly. Manages to make the pass stick. Meanwhile, Dean Miller leads from the front of the field. Kate Warren's managed to work her way up into 3rd place, getting past the 84 car of Jace McMillan. Ben Gilmore also manages to slot himself into that 4th position. But Miller's got a good run over the 8th fellow Southlander of Daryl Scott. Just as I say that, Warren down the inside in the 42 machine. Daryl Scott looking for the cut underneath. Has to pull in behind, can't make the manoeuvre stick. So dropping back into 3rd place, now under the clutches of the 83 of Gilmore. Gilmore down the inside, right on the pole line. Makes the pass stick. We've gone yellow and Clayton Phillips again.
Well, yes, Clayton Phillips facing the wrong way alongside the 32 of I think that's Alan Daly sitting there as well. And then there's another car facing oncoming traffic, so I didn't actually see what happened, but there was 3 of them all over the place there. It's the 88 of Matt Somerville, I think, is the other car. But certainly a good lead there by Dean Miller. And unfortunately for him, he has now come into the clutches of the very fast Kate Warren, who has managed to move herself up into that 2nd place, just getting past Daryl Scott in the last couple of laps.
Yeah, and the 14 of Clayton Phillips to the infield. 2nd time he's been facing the wrong way. And of course, you only get 2 chances. His Coomera for this race is cooked. So the race order. Dean Miller in the 55, Kate Warren going back a lap.
Yep, she just got through on that last lap there, so she has to go back to her 3rd spot.
Yeah, Daryl Scott sitting there in 2nd, Warren in 3rd, 83 Gilmore, Jason McMillan in the 5th position, Courtney Jones, Caleb Bourne. So Courtney Jones needs to be in front of Caleb Bourne, and the 84 needs to be in front of both of them. So a little bit of reshuffling going on. Paul Cox needs to be behind, according to this, Alan Daly. And Clayton Phillips is on the infield. Certainly the introduction of one-way radios would certainly cut the time in half.
Next year, isn't it?
Yellow. Is that right?
Next season, I believe.
Next season.
Right, as the sun breaks out over Stadium Finance Ruapuna Speedway, and looks like the other thing that's going to break out is going to be the green flag, Heap 2, for the Modified Sprint Clay Cup.
Dean Miller leads the field from the restart. Kate Warren down the inside, makes the pass on Daryl Scott into 2nd place. The 83 of Gilmore sitting there in that 4th position. Here comes Caleb Bourne round the outside, trying to make the move around the Courtney Jones machine and the Jace McMillan in the 84. still sticking around the high part of the racetrack. Gets past Courtney Jones now, moves up in front of Jace McMillan. McMillan looked like he was going to have a bit of a dive down the inside, but Bourne closes the door. Gilmore all over the tail of 8, Daryl Scott, trying to find a way around the outside. Can he get the drive down the back straight? They run side by side and moving on through to that third position. Meanwhile, Kate Warren round this outside of Dean Miller in the 55 machine. New race leader in the front, it's Kate Warren in the 42 machine.
Yes, you've lost 95, Caleb Bourne, and the 99 of Charlie Jackson. They've come infield, Nathan.
So two of the faster young guns onto the infield. Out in front with just 4 laps to go is Kate Warren. Miller's got the attention of the 83 car of Ben Gilmore right over the tail of the pink machine. That's the battle for second and third as they head down the back straight. Out of the CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend. Warren certainly pulled a couple of car lengths or so over the field. The white flag to come out next time around. The battle for 4th and 5th well and truly on for Daryl Scott and the 11 of Courtney Jones. Just coming into a little bit of contact. Courtney Jones to the infield, manages to regain it. She loses out in that battle. Jace McMillan now right on the tail of the 11 machine. White flag is out though. 1 lap to go for Kate Warren. The battle for second and third, it's not all over yet. Gilmore, he's got one more attempt. Kate Warren takes the checkered flag. Second home will be Dean Miller in the 55 car ahead of Ben Gilmore. Daryl Scott in the 8 car ahead of 11 Courtney Jones. And Jace McMillan rounds out the top 6. So there we go, heat number 2 for the Modified Sprint Clay Cup. Done and dusted, and a few casualties on the infield.
Gee, Kate Warren is on a roll this season. Took out the overall honours in the Trans-Tas series. Very popular collector's card too, Warwick. You got your set of collector's cards. We've got them all over at the Track Shack, and we sell a bunch of Kate Warren ones over there.
Yeah, she's very, very, very popular, and she's just crawling in here. That's good to see. Well, Kate, 2 runs, 2 wins.
Yeah, no, it's been a good night for us. We've got a good setup, so big thanks to the pit crew back there. They're doing a good job.
Yeah, so you had a good start from the front of the grid in the first one. This one you were mid-pack, so I'm picking your last one is from near the rear.
I'd say it is, yeah, but it's good fun. It's good working way through them.
Okay, thanks, Kate. We'll let you go back.
Okay, folks, here we are at the Modified Sprint Clay Cup, and we've got the guy, Ben Gilmore, that's competing in this, and of course you're the defending champion too, Ben. How's it going tonight? We had a couple of heats down. Are you up there or thereabouts?
Yeah, not too bad, just sitting in the chase, so that's where we want to be, and that's all on the last race, so just make sure we get to that one.
So you're going to qualify well in that feature race coming up?
Yeah, you got to qualify at the front to be there to get it at the end, because the track's going pretty slick and there's a lot of competitive cars here, so you've got to be up the front.
Now, of course, these cars obviously are very evenly matched anyway, so it comes down to driver skill and setup. Have you got a bit of a few tricks up the sleeve, so to speak, to try and get you through in that feature race?
Oh, we've done a few laps, so we try and make sure we put on the good setup for the end, but sometimes you can't quite get there, and you just got to make sure that you just got the car as best you can and drive the best you can and make sure that you get out front and stay there.
Okay, you must be pretty pleased with all the guys that are here for this Clay Cup as well. I mean, there's a couple of cars from Invercargill, which always makes a big difference as well. And it's always good racing against big fields. Do you love the challenge?
Oh, definitely, and to have 17 cars at the Clay Cup this year has really shown that the class is growing really good and good interest, and the guys coming up from Invercargill, just huge help, and thanks to them and all their sponsors and getting them up here. It shows for a good spectacle for the crowd and everyone else, so yeah, no, it's great. It's
awesome, and of course you've got some good sponsors on the side of the car too. Who looks after you there, Ben?
We've got a lot of good sponsors, and first and foremost is Alan Daly at the Avon Insurance Brokers and his whole family. Patricia and Brendan, they do a lot of work for the class. Got the Diff Shop and Redline Oil. We've got CJ Phillips Construction, and Fast and Furious Couriers, Ready Mix. So there's a few people on board, so thank you very much to all of them.
And they're good sponsors too, so it's always good going into this type of racing. It's a modified sprints is where you're at. Any thoughts of going into another class maybe a little bit later on?
We've got another car tucked away in the shed, and we'll bring it out next weekend and have a crack. We're just trying to learn a few bits and pieces in the bigger car, but not jumping in.
So what is this car? Come on, spill the beans.
Oh, it's a sprint car. We've run it a couple of times, and we're just making sure that we just learn the ropes and make sure we don't make any big mistakes, because it costs too much money in that class. So.
But the big difference between one of these modified sprints and a sprint car, though?
Oh, yeah. So you got to do your apprenticeship all over again, that's for sure.
Okay, well, hey, good luck for the feature race tonight, and we'll hopefully see you at the other end of it.
Thank you very much. Cheers, guys.
At Hamner Holiday Homes, they pride themselves on offering accommodation solutions to suit almost any budget. Only a short 95 minutes from Christchurch, tucked away beneath the mountains, is Hamner Springs, a nature's wonderland. Whether you're looking for a home the whole family can enjoy, have a barbecue and let the children play free, or a quiet hideaway for two in a peaceful retreat, from the larger house to the small, Hamner Holiday Homes offer it all. HamnerHolidayHomes.com. Book now.
What you think you do with your four-wheel drive. What you actually do with your four-wheel drive.
No matter what you do with your four-wheel drive, we've got the right tyre for you. So come on down to Mag & Turbo.
Hi, I'm Scott Williamson and welcome to X Factor Cars. Family owned and operated with two locations, Invercargill and Cromwell. Specialising in everything V8 from Holden Ford, HSV, FPV, and with Southland's biggest selection of American muscle, we've got most bases covered. You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. Get the X Factor.
Right, you got a line up there, Nathan.
Yeah, we certainly do. For the Modified Sprint Clay Cup, this is heat number 3. On the front row will be 99 Charlie Jackson. On his outside, the 74 car of Vernon McAfee. Grid number 3 sees a 95 of Caleb Bourne. On his outside, the 14 car of Clayton Phillips. Grid number 5, the 32, that's Big Al, Alan Daly. Out of 5, grid number 6 is the 83 car of Ben Gilmore. Grid number 7, the 84C of Paul Cox. No one in grid position number 8. Grid number 9, 84I, and that is Jason McMullen. Grid number 10, the 11I of Darcy Ward. Grid number 11, the 8 from Invercargill of Daryl Scott. Grid number 12, the 42 car of Kate Warren. Grid 13, the 54 car of Michael Jackson. Not likely to see Michael after missing that second heat. He is due to go out of grid 13. Grid 14, the 11 car from Christchurch of Courtney Jones. Dean Miller will start out of grid position 15, and the 55 from Invercargill. And starting out of grid position number 16, the 33 car of Brendan Daly. This is, of course, the Clay Cup. Heat number 3, brought to us by Avon Insurance. Here we go. 12 laps to distance. And round the outside comes the 83 car of Ben Gilmore. Trying to work his way up. out of good position. Number 6, he's already gone to the outside. He's just caught the wet spot we were talking about prior to the start of the race. Just drifted it back into that 3rd position. Meanwhile, Vernon McAfee leads the field away. Paul Cox problem pulls to the infield on the lap number 1. Kate Warren already starting to make her presence felt. Moving on up now into that 4th place, just getting past Alan Daly. McAfee leading the way from Charlie Jackson. Ben Gilmore there in that 3rd position. Then we go back to the 42 of Warren. 32 is Alan Daly. 11, Courtney Jones. Then we got a battle between the 2 Southlanders, and that is 84. And that is Jace McMullen and the 8 of Daryl Scott. Further back in the field, the 33 of Brendan Daly battling with the 55 car of Dean Miller. 11, Darcy Ward having a good tassel there with the 19 car who wasn't on our grid list. That is Nigel Jackson towards the back of the field. Cox the only one on the infield. The 88 car of Matt Summerfield, the NZ number 3 in the National Rally Championship last year, is the first of the back markers that Vernon McAfee will come across. He's got the 83 car of Gilmore right on the tail. We're halfway home for heat number 3 of the Modified Sprint Clay Cup. And lap traffic looks like it's going to be the big player in this one. Here we go. Summerfield upside down and just gets collected by Courtney Jones as well. Everybody's struggling to get through there, although they do in the end. Courtney Jones just clipping the 88 car while it was on its side. Vernon McAfee was the race leader. Lap traffic, Warwick, can certainly play havoc on your race, and has done for Vernon McAfee.
Yes, it's very unfortunate there. He hadn't had the best of runs tonight, but he was doing certainly very well in that one, and come around and got caught up.
4 cars sitting on the infield. 6 laps to go. Ben Gilmore will lead the field around to the restart. 6 in the books, 6 to go, and Kate Warren down the inside. Can she make the pass stick on 83 Ben Gilmore? And just gets a wee bit of a tap from the left rear. Sends her back 1 place in behind the 99 of Charlie Jackson. So the 83 car leading the field around. Here comes Kate Warren back down the inside of the 99 car of Charlie Jackson. Gets the move for second, done again. Now she's got to chase down the race leader once more. Daryl Scott in that 4th position, holding out Alan Daly. The 84 of Jace McMullen there in that 5th or 6th position. Brendan Daly ahead of the 19 of Nigel Jackson, 55. Dean Miller. And rounding out the tail end of the field is the 11 car of Darcy Ward. 3 laps to go, 2 laps this time around for the modified sprints. Warren's closing in. I don't think she's quite going to have enough with the white flag to come out next time round. Closing in through the turns. Gilmore's got the drive out of the corners. The gap last time was 0.8 of a second. We'll see what it is when they come around this time. White flag out next time around for the modified sprints. It's just come out slightly, ever so slightly. 0.95 is the gap back now to second place as they head into the white flag. And it will be the 83 car of Gilmore ahead of the 42 of Kate Warren. 3rd place still being held down by Charlie Jackson. Looks like there's going to be no change for the top 4 cars. Ben Gilmore taking the win for the modified sprints. Heat number 2, Kate Warren home in 2nd. 3rd will be the 99 of Charlie Jackson, followed by the 8 of Daryl Scott. Alan Daly through into that 5th position, and the 84 car of Jace McMullen rounding out the top 6 cars. So there we go. Modified Sprint Clay Cup heat number 3 done and dusted. Okay, here we go. Modified Sprint Clay Cup feature. We're not going to have a chance to run through the grid lineup. Here we go, 15 laps the distance. Feature time for the modified sprints. And the best one of the start was the 83 of Ben Gilmore. Dean Miller in the 55 car just caught napping a little bit off the start. Kate Warren's gone and she's come to a stop down there. Lost a wheel, the right front wheel by the looks of things. That will bring on the yellow. And it will be a complete restart, not one lap in the books. Bit of a shame there for the right front of Kate Warren's car. Hopefully they'll be able to just get her to drive onto the infield. It looks like we're doing a lift job with the guys in the fluoro. Of course, our safety crew wearing their flash suits, and they've certainly stood out this season. Of course, sponsored by the Racecourse Hotel and Bar. Of course, proud to support Ruapuna Speedway. They've got the Hoofbeats restaurant open for breakfast, lunch and dinner. They're famous for their roast. The Racecourse Hotel Motor Lodge sponsored the safety crew. You'll find them at 118 Racecourse Road in Sockburn. So, still rolling round under yellow. It will be a complete restart. So we'll get these guys to form back up in their grids. And we should get a start with the Modified Sprint Clay Cup feature. So Dean Miller and the 83 of Ben Gilmore will lead the field around for the green.
What's that?
Here we go. Let's send away 15 laps of distance for the Modified Sprint Clay Cup feature. And it is Ben Gilmore who leads them down in the CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend for the first time. Miller slotting there into second place. The 33 of Brendan Daly has moved himself up into third position. Courtney Jones in the 11 car is getting hounded by the 32 of Alan Daly for that fourth and fifth position. Oh, Dean Miller's got it all wrong in the 55 machine. Rejoining towards the back of the field. So Courtney Jones now moves up into second position. Battle further back in the pack. The 8 of Daryl Scott just having a bit of a battle there with the 19 of Nigel Jackson. Further back for that fifth and sixth position. Dean Miller also having all sorts of troubles further back in the field. Half spins and then manages to keep the momentum going. So the front few cars have certainly pulled a gap over the rest of the field. For the modified sprints, Vernon McAfee's got it all wrong and collected big time by the 55 of Dean Miller. This will bring on the yellow. And once again, Vernon McAfee caught in another incident. So this will bunch the field up, no doubt. The safety crew quickly over to the Stadium Cars Prison Bend to assess the damage. So we'll be adding another 2 cars to the infield. Warwick, a big hit there between those two. Let's hope the drivers are okay.
Yeah, so I had it reported to me that they got hit mid-chassis, so it's fairly good. Jump there, we've got the 55 Dean Miller from there, and it's poor old Taffy that's been in the wars again.
So 3 laps in the books in this 15 lap Modified Sprint Clay Cup feature. And we'll wait and see.
Taffy's into the infield, and so will the Miller car be.
Another couple to the infield. And we'll just wait and see if they'll let the field go as they are. Ben Gilmore certainly doing a good job out in front of the modified sprints. Certainly one of the dominant performers. Courtney Jones now a couple of seasons into the modified sprints. She's certainly showing her hand in the Springston Hotel Restaurant and Bar. Brian Hum Contractors, number 11, Brendan Daly in the 33 machine. Tucked in there in that third position. Father Allen in the 33 machine, 32 machine, tucked there in that fourth place. Looks like we're going to get ready to go. Lights are out. 3 laps in the book. 12 to go for the Modified Sprint Clay Cup feature. And we drop the green flag, and it is Ben Gilmore who leads the field underway. So they pile on down the back straight. They'll make it through cleanly down into the stadium cars. Prison Bend they go. Here comes Daryl Scott in the 8 car looking for a way round the outside of the 19 car of Nigel Jackson. Scott just not quite making anything stick this time. He's got the 99 of Charlie Jackson all over the tail. Jackson looking for a move down the inside. Jackson down on the pole line. Scott up high. Can't make the pass stick. Here goes Jackson again down the inside. This is the battle further back in the field. And Jackson gets spun around. Will he bring on the yellow? Yes, he will. So Charlie Jackson in the 99 car brings on the yellow with 10 laps to go. He's managed to get the car refired, but too late. They've already brought on the yellow light. So he will rejoin at the tail of the field. And we should go green next time around. So it'll be Gilmore from Jones. Then we go back to Daly. Then Alan Daly, Nigel Jackson, Daryl Scott, Jace McMullen, Darcy Ward in the 11 car, the 99 of Jackson and the 88 of Matt Summerfield. Here we go, 10 laps left to run in the modified sprints. Courtney Jones, can she get the move? The pass off the start, she's tucked right up the inside of the 83 machine. As Ben Gilmore gets the drive out of the corner, just starts to open up a bit of an advantage as they head into the stadium cars, Prison Bend. Gilmore still leading the way. Brendan Daly sitting there in that third position, keeping out of trouble. And behind him is the 32 car of Alan Daly. Here comes the 19 of Nigel Jackson looking for a move down the inside. They make contact. The 19 and the 32. And gets caught up there with the 11 of Darcy Ward, and now comes together with the 32 of Alan Daly. Daly pulls onto the infield. The race continues. 7 to go this time around for the 83 car of Ben Gilmore. He's got a 1.7 gap last time around. Darcy Ward in the 11 pulls to the infield. We'll look at the gap this time around. It's blown out to 2.2 seconds. So Ben Gilmore is certainly on a charge in the Avon Insurance Brokers. Number 83 leading the charge from the 11 of Courtney Jones. Then we go back to third place. That is the 33 of Brennan Daly. The 8 of Daryl Scott sitting back there in that fourth position. Jace McMullen there in the 84 car, sitting there in that fifth position. The field certainly well spread through around the racetrack. Just a handful of laps to go for the 83 car of Ben Gilmore. Courtney Jones in second place. The gap nearly out to 3 seconds last time around. Whole straightaway advantage. Jones just clawing back a little bit of time that time around. Brendan Daly still holding on to that third position. Doesn't look like too many positions will change, although Charlie Jackson down the inside at 88, Matt Summerfield. White flag will come out next time around for Ben Gilmore in the 83 car as he heads into the stadium cars, Prison Bend. Couple of lap traffic cars in front of him, but doesn't really need to fight with them. He's just got one more lap to go. He knows the white flag's out, so just got to keep it in front. Ben Gilmore in the 83 machine, just going to try and sit in behind the 88 of Summerfield. As he comes out of the stadium cars, Prison Ben. Gilmore will take the win. The modified sprints. Second home, Courtney Jones. Third place will be the 33 of Brendan Daly. That's the top three as they finish. Darryl Scott ahead of the 84 car with a really hot glowing disc brake on the 84 machine of Jace McMullen. And the rest of the field comes on through.
Okay, folks, here we go. This is a third spot car for the modified clay cup, and it is, of course, Brendan Daly. Brendan, mate, she's pretty hard yakka out there tonight, and you've done a fantastic job getting that car across on third spot. Obviously, nutrition was half of it, with some of the cars, or most of the cars, finishing in the infield.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I just had to take the luck as it came my way and make a run for it. So I was very lucky, but at the same time, to finish first you're going to finish. It's the old saying, and I think I got third because of that. I just hung in there, so very happy.
Okay, with the calibre of cars that are floating around here, you must be pretty grateful these guys from Invercargill came up. I mean, what was 17, 18 cars that fronted up for tonight's meeting, and it really does gauge how you're going in your racing, in the modified class. Obviously the guys from Invercargill, it was a Christchurch clean sweep. You must be happy with that too.
Yeah, very, very happy with that. But we just really appreciate the guys coming down. We wouldn't have had a field anything like what we had tonight if they hadn't made the effort to come up, and we're really appreciative of that. So we just really want to make sure that we can get down there and support. We're a little class, we only got a small slice of the Speedway pie. So we need to make sure that we work together, and they're really playing the part, so we really appreciate it. Absolutely,
and of course, car, it must be going all right, handling okay, good everything else, it was A-okay with the car?
Yeah, I'm very happy with the car. The driver's probably the slowest thing about this car. We struggled to set up being a bit too tight in the first few races, and worked out what we were doing wrong, and basically the track came to us, so we were pretty happy with how it ended up.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic, mate. Good sponsors on the car too. Who looks after you?
Definitely Avon Insurance Brokers, the family business, and the guys at the diff shop too, with all their technical support. We really wouldn't have this car as good as I do have without their help. So between the two of them, you really got a winning combination. So very happy.
So when you're moving up to a sprint car?
I'd probably get too scared in a sprint car. I scare myself in this little thing, and I think it's not just a money budget thing for me, it's a time budget, and these allow us to do both and have fun with a good budget, so very happy.
Absolutely, it's a pretty even playing field as well. It comes down to setups, doesn't it? Hey, anyway, congratulations, mate. Third spot, nothing to sneeze at.
Hey, thanks for that, Jason. Very happy, so yeah, thanks very much.
Okay, folks, here we go at the modified Sprint Clay Cup, and it is, of course, a second place car. It is Courtney Jones. Courtney, well done in your second spot. Really giving it and taking it to the boys out there, but she was a hard work, that track.
Yeah, the slick track's quite hard to handle, especially if your setup's not right, but luckily we had the setup on point, and so it was quite a bit easier, but still my arms are so sore at the moment. It's hard work.
No power steering in these wee babies then?
No, definitely. It's man steering. It's all good. Oh, woman steering in this point.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a bit of history about your racing. Where did you come from? Like, have you come up through the ranks, or you just straight into a modified sprint?
I did a season and a quarter midget, so that was good experience, but I got in a bit late, so I jumped into this quite young, and here we are a year later, and I'm doing my best.
Absolutely, and of course investors are obviously quite good. I mean, as we said before, very challenging track conditions out there. Who sets your car up? Is it you that does it all, or is it, do you know what the setups are like and stuff?
I'm slowly learning definitely. My stepdad does a lot of it, and he's teaching me, but even then it's limited knowledge, so we're just going as we do it, and it's working well so far, so we'll take that.
It doesn't matter if it's a fluke or whatever it is, it's an experience. Obviously, you're getting the right result anyway.
As long as it works.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit more, about the car. Obviously, you said there's quite a bit of history behind it. Yep. So what sort of motor are you running in this wee puppy?
A Suzuki GSX-R1000.
Oh, you're so good at knowing what that was, eh?
I know.
Okay.
Ask me anything else.
Alrighty then. So you got some good sponsors on the side of the car too. Who are they?
Yeah, Sprinkson Hotel, definitely restaurant and bar. They give me a lot of money, and they're really good people. Brian Hum Contracting, he's my stepdad, he does a lot of work on it. Exide Batteries and Avon Insurance Brokers.
Okay, and of course you must be stoked with having so many cars up here to race against tonight. Obviously the Invercargill boys coming up and stuff like that. So do you like racing in these bigger fields? A bit more of a challenge for you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, half the thing of racing is being able to pass big fields, so if you can make your way from the back, you're doing really well, and that's what we aimed for today, 8th to 2nd. I'm pretty happy with that. So.
And you're going to make the big trek down to Cromwell at Easter time to have a crack there?
I really hope so. I love the track down there. It's a bit different to Ruapuna. It's big bend and a little bend, so really mixing it up.
It is a really hard track, isn't it? It's a very technically challenging one. All right, folks, well, we'll leave it at that. And yeah, thanks very much, and congratulations on your second spot.
Thank you very much.
Okay, folks, it's back to back. So obviously we asked a couple of questions earlier on whether you thought you could do it. You said you're going to play it cool, calm and collectively, exactly what you did. First spot, you must be stoked with that result.
Yeah, really happy. The car handled well and the track was good, so we just kept our nose clean and went out there and run some laps. It was good.
And it's pretty much what you had to do out there. The track was a little bit tricky for some people. Some people, I think it's a lot of cars that finished in the infield, but being up the front there, avoided all the damage, must have been happy with that.
Yeah, nutrition's always the key, so we managed to stay out of trouble and just keep clean and, like you say, just tuck it down low and make everyone else do some hard work if they want to, but it was a pretty good race. So.
You must be stoked. I mean, back to back with this field of and calibre of car that's here. It just goes to show that obviously you still got what it takes to put the car across in first spot. You must have sort of, with all these cars here, it's a lot harder work, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and there's some really good gear out there and all these good cars that are coming out, and old Battle Scar's been around for a few years and it's still proven its worth. So, really stoked, and thanks to everyone for coming, especially the guys from down south making the lug up. It makes a good meeting. So, yeah. Absolutely.
Good sponsors on your car, mate. Who are they?
Avon Insurance, always they own the car, Alan and Patricia Daly, and they're really good to have on board. So thanks to them and the family very much. The Diff Shop, CJ Phillips Construction, Redline Oil, Ready Mix, and a few other people. But also thanks to my crew, George and Carl. They do a lot of work, whether it's here or at the workshop. So thanks very much to them.
Congratulations on the win, bud.
Thank you, and thanks to my dad as well. He's always there helping me out. So cheers. Thanks, Dad.
Got to have one of them.
You do. Thanks, guys.